Hello, free enterprise fans, and welcome to the final table of Edward Percent. Tonight we have 12 great runners, 4 of which you can see here on this very channel, and they will be running a category we have nicknamed Edward Percent. As the name implies, it will be all Edward all the time. Edward is the only recruitable character in this flag set. For our racers today, we have Dusty Griff, who is currently the leader of the World Series of Free Enterprise. He has made every single final table thus far in the World Series. We have Choco Sura, who is currently sitting second overall in the World Series. Our third racer is Aizen Tayama, who is currently in 10th overall. And lastly, we have Moonblaze Wolf, who is tied for 5th place. So we are just waiting right now for the race to get started today. I am joined today by Christopher Warkin.
Work.
So what are you looking forward to in tonight's race?
I am looking forward to seeing Dusty obliterate the competition because he has a history of doing so. So that's kind of what I'm expecting.
Yeah, Dusty is definitely the favorite here. Like I said, he has made every final table event and is placed pretty high in most of them.
Yeah, so I definitely expect to see him place very well. A couple of other runners not featured on this channel. Simbu, Zilch, Scratch Dragon, Penguinator, Dark Kobold, Baka Shinobi, just a couple of some of the other racers. And this is any one of them could very easily pull first place. So it's definitely going to be exciting to watch.
Yep. Edward Percent is always fun to watch just because it's a very technical category. Edward has a, he doesn't have the stats really. He has that high that he can be quite a tricky character to deal with. And here we go.
And they're off.
Okay, so we know who our second character is. It's also Edward, but Bahamut and the Earth Crystal. So that's an interesting start. So at the start here, our runners are probably going to start by looting, not as in playing the 15th century stringed instrument, though Edward is quite capable of that, but rather opening all the treasure chests in the immediate area. Because Edward's stats are so low, they're going to want some nice equipment right away to even make him a viable character. Workin, what kind of equipment do you think they're looking for right now?
First and foremost, they're going to be looking for the spoon, which is going to be the highest attack damage weapon in the game. It has been programmed in, so not only can it be thrown, Edward can equip it because he is the spooniest of bards.
What's really sad is I only got that pun like 3 days ago, that he can equip the spoon because he's the spoony bard.
Well, that's something that you would have had to have played the original game for, because in the Japanese to English translation, instead of something naughty, because this is the States and parents, he was called a spoony bard as an insult by Tella. So we've just rolled with the punches there and given Edward the option to equip the spoon. The other things they're gonna be looking for are going to be high power bows, either the Artemis or the Samurai bow, and again, either Artemis arrows or Samurai arrows. Early on, I would expect to see a bunch of dancing daggers, if at all possible.
Yes, Dancing Dagger, a very good early game weapon because it can consistently do 200 to 300 HP damage, which is not so useful later in the game, but is very good early. So right now we see our runners looting some very common spots. The non-gated, since we have the Earth Crystal, everyone is going to Troya Castle and looting that. And we're going to see what item Edward has here. And he has the Baron key. That opens up a lot of options for our runners. So there's a lot of directions we can go. They can try they can try going through the Baron sewers, or they can go to some of the easier spots like the Antlion Cave, the Fabul Gauntlet. And
go ahead.
We also see some of our runners looting Damsian Castle, a good source of early game treasure chests. And there are Star Veils in the Troya. That is the Troya bar shop, so the pass shop. So Star Veils are very situationally useful for several magic-heavy bosses, since they give Edward the ability to cast the Reflect or Wall stat upon themselves, which is very good for bosses that only cast magic. And right now we just got more looting going on. We are also looking for those J items like Star Veils. Other useful J items, which if you don't know, the Japanese exclusive items were patched back into this randomizer. Gaia Drums and Star Veils will give us some magic attacks since they allow casting of magics. Those are really early in the game.
The other couple of the other things you might expect to see are Bacchus wines, which cast the cast is the correct term. The Berserk status, which basically allows them to go forward and just continuously attack without being interacted with. You'll also probably see lots of healing items, Cure 2s and Cure 3s when they find them.
And because we only have Edward, Gil is not going to be too huge of a problem because we know we're only going to have Edward, so we can sell all those weapons for other characters. We can sell our katanas, we can sell our spears, we can sell our swords, and that's a great source of income. And our summons. We do have the T4 flag on, so chests contain just about anything. So our runners are really hoping to find something rare like a adamant armor, which increases all the stats of the character it is equipped with by 10. Edward with an adamant and a spoon equipped can actually do a decent amount of damage.
And Housewife, but why would all of our characters need to do some damage? Hey everyone, it's Netsky.
Well, the goal of this randomizer is to beat Zeromus as quickly as possible, and in order to do that, we are actually going to have to damage him.
Fair enough. I guess that's why we should definitely pick up everything there. And hey chat, hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday evening here. Sorry about the late entrance there. Just had something. Real life gets in the way sometimes, but thanks all for your patience.
It happens.
So I see we've got some Edwards here, and it sounds like
so many Edwards. We have a boy band of bards.
It's my favorite. Well, it's one of my favorite flag sets to watch. Definitely not to play. So shout outs to all the runners who made the final table, because it's definitely not an easy flag set, that's for sure.
Okay, we have Moonblaze Wolf approaching the Antlion boss, and it is the Mist Dragon. Because free lunch is turned on right now, we will not get an extra item from the Mist Dragon, but of course we will get the key item in the Antlion spot.
Absolutely, it's
ooh, that middle Edward doing damage.
I was just about to say, Edward can definitely do work. Edward with a bow can can definitely do work. And shout out to the amazing sprites that Scala Kitty has set up. And Demus is down, and Blaze is going to be so happy because he's going to have a key item, and hopefully
It's a legend
this Jet on
sword. Wah wah. Not
wrong
terribly
flag set.
useful in this flag set because we do not have anyone who can equip swords, but it is a key item. A key item's always good.
Absolutely. Key items beat no key items. I was just gonna say it's V1. Maybe next time. I'm just gonna see. I heard chat saying they can't hear me very well. Just give me one moment here. I'll see what I can do about that.
Okay, so Moonblaze Wolf heading to Fabul here. We will see if they try to get the key items here. Meanwhile, Aizen Tayama is going through the Antlion Cave to be disappointed with their legend sword in the end. And Dusty Griff also in the Antlion Cave.
Let's see if that works any better, if chat can hear me, or if no, I'm a little too loud. Better?
Oh.
Perfect. Thanks, chat. You guys are all the greatest. So we see our runners here pretty much. When you come to the top levels, you'll see them pretty much at the beginning game probably run about the same way. T4 is about getting money, getting items, and definitely moving on to what is next. Also getting key items as well.
And we have Evil Wall at the Fabul spot. And the way that middle Edward is putting out damage, I'm not seeing too much of a trouble for Moonblaze Wolf here. Oh, I don't know. Evil Wall's putting out some good damage himself.
I think Blaze has been in this spot enough times. I'm sure. Hopefully he knows what he's doing. He could always hide that Edward, but I guess he really wants that damage.
Yeah, strategic hiding is the name of the game here. Evil Wall in that if all the enemies hide, his script is interesting in that he will start punching himself in the face. But that's unnecessary here, and Moonblaze Wolf has no problem getting through that wall.
Absolutely. I think that's quite funny about Evil Wall's script. It's that he's just sad. He wants a friend, and unfortunately leads to
Adamant. So we have Adamant and a very useless Excalibur.
There you go. V1 go mode, folks. Wrong flag set.
And let's see. Most of our runners are finishing up Antlion here.
Yep, they appear to be nothing. Again, when you come to this level, you see Dusty. He's obviously one of the best. Aizen's one of the best. Blaze is one of the best. Chakasur is one of the best. So, while I'm a little disappointed that the paths haven't gone any different, I'm not surprised in the least.
Oh man, these Edward sprites are so pretty.
Absolutely, and Chakasur using a Zeus Rage, making quick work of Mist Dragon there, and he's gonna get some levels for his Team Edward there.
Yeah, those J items are so useful, especially early game.
Yeah, since Edward unfortunately won't be learning any spells this time around. Maybe one day in the randomizer they'll have spells for Edward, but as it sits right now, not so much.
For now, he's just a chemist using those attack items.
He definitely does a good job. And they are, Skull, you're right. Edward is the prettiest bard of them all. Maybe he sits in the mirror and just says that to him. It's his daily affirmation. nothing wrong with that. Hey, I like to feel pretty too.
We all love prettiness here. Okay, at this point, just a lot. We got some of our runners finishing up Fabul and some more shopping. With Edward, it's really about trying to find those items that are going to make him a usable character.
Absolutely. We're getting our first look here at Mysidia, and Blaze is going to dip in here. He's probably just looking for some arrows. Maybe he finds an assassin dagger, but decides nope.
Yes. Edward, mostly he can equip harps, which are not terribly useful because with this flag set, most of his harps are automatically turned into gil. He can equip daggers and bows and arrows.
Yeah, unfortunately, Crystal Sword is useless to him there, unfortunately.
Oh man, this is a Cecil seed on an Edward %.
That's how the game works sometimes. It's almost like it has a mind of its own.
Oh, finding exits, and I believe that is Tamara. Or no,
Egger?
The place where you drop the magma key. Why is my brain not working?
That's okay. That's Egger. There are so many towns in this game that it can definitely get confusing, that's for sure.
Those exits being very useful because as Edward as a non-mage will not have, so it saves a lot of time being able to out.
Agreed 100%, Housewife. Where do you expect Blaze to go next? Is he gonna go dip into Baron Town here?
I think, yeah, he's probably gonna head through the sewers, most likely. Getting the... Not everyone gets that. That's my favorite treasure spot. Thanks, Rosa's mother. Thanks for the treasures.
Holding out on us, Rosa's mom. Where is she? I sure hope he dips it. It would be a bold play this early in, and that's what I'm certainly hoping for on our final table here.
Mm-hmm.
Some Cure 2s, those definitely don't hurt.
Yeah, those are good for menu healing. Oh, and it looks like someone found Cure 3s somewhere too. I'm not sure where those came from. Those are incredibly useful.
For sure. It looks like Baron Girl getting in the way of Blaze there as he's going through town here, just trying. He's looking for those arrows. He's trying, even though it's the flag set is S3. He can definitely still get some decent arrows.
Yeah, this Seed is being stingy with the arrows. I think poison is about the best arrow we've seen so far.
Yeah, definitely. While he can use bows and definitely can do more damage, he needs those arrows to match. Otherwise, he's just punching Edward.
Oh, there's where the Cure 3s are. That is Silvera. So Silvera's kind of loaded right now. There is Bacchus wines, there is Cure 3s, there is coffins. That is a good shop. Oh, and we see Dusty Griff is going for the Baron Inn here. As is Moonblaze Wolf. So we will see who makes it through. So we got the Elements as our first boss, which both runners are working their way through right now. This is actually a really good spot for the Elements. They can be obnoxious later on, but not much HP here.
No, absolutely. So you're going to see him still go through the phases here, but he'll actually be fairly quick through the phases as we go on here.
And Dusty Griff taking good advantage of those spellcasting items to hit Kainazo's weakness there, and they're through. You can see how much faster those items make it Blaze Wolf's fight here. And a magma key. Well, that opens things up. What can we do with a magma key?
I don't know. I hear if we go to a town and throw it down a well, some things will happen.
The town whose name I can't remember.
So I'm curious. So there is a slight bit of divergence at this point. He could go Baron Key and finish up Baron Castle, or Dusty could decide that he just wants to go underground.
Looks like he's going straight underground. And it looks like Eisen here is scaling Mount Ordeals. Of course, this spot can be a little slower because there's 3 separate boss fights up here. But there is also a key item.
It's a bold play, Housewife. I'm curious to see if it'll play off for Eisen. This could make or break at this point.
It could. Finding that magma key on the Baron Inn is pretty big, though. Our hook seed dreams are dead.
Rip the dream. But Yang shouldn't be too bad in this spot here. Looks as though Eisen's going to get his drinking on and do some extra damage against the Karate Man here.
And it looks like Chokoshura is also heading up Mount Ordeal. Finding an Edward for their Edward party.
Very interesting. If hey, Crystal could even be up here, so it's tough to say.
Yeah, you never know. There's actually a lot of paths open to our runners now. We have the underground, because a lot of them have magma keys. We have, of course, Ordeals, which is being done now. We can go to the Tower of Zot with the Earth Crystal, or if someone wants to be really bold, they can even run through the Barren Sewers. So a lot of options open up right now. And it looks like Dusty Grift is going to check on that free key item in the Fey Marsh.
Definitely a smart play on K1. It's a quick dip down, pick up some chests, and see if you're rewarded for your hard work here. And it sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, looks like French vanilla for Eisen, as it's Mylon in the Mylon Z spot.
Oh, I missed it. Let's catch it on the restream here. So in the Fey March, we have... Oh, I missed it again. That went by so fast. You're so fast at menuing, Dusty. I can't read it. Was it a hook? I think it was a hook. Yeah, there we go. So hook in the Fey March.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Not very useful when you already... Well, I suppose it's useful if we find a pink tail.
Absolutely, or if Rat Tail does lead to Crystal, then...
Yeah, that's another possibility.
Yeah, don't feel bad. It blew by me so fast I didn't even see. Dusty is a wizard at menuing.
I know, look at that menuing, man. That is just... ridiculously good.
It is definitely a sight to see. As we see, Eisen didn't have too much difficulty with Mylon, and Mylon's not a difficult boss at this point. It's just getting down the ads first, because if you kill Mylon first and have the ads up, the script has them kind of go berserk on their own, and they become super powerful, and they can just about one-shot your party here based
and
on
we
how much
have
HP.
To interrupt, we have the Pan at the top of Mount Ordeal.
So just more rabbit holes available to Eisen now.
And he does not have the magma key yet, but he will be happy to have the Pan when he actually goes to Baron Inn and finds that magma key.
It might definitely play against Dusty and Blaze for skipping Ordeals if Pan ends up having the goods and Sheila ends up having the goods.
Oh, and we found a samurai bow. And that's also in the Fey Marsh. So samurai bow in the Fey Marsh, that's good. Moonblaze Wolf picking up a few of those.
In the Dusty went to the Dwarf Castle item
Oh,
shop,
dwarf.
and there was some elixirs there and something else. He went so fast I only saw elixirs.
So interesting play on Eisen. That is Dwarf Castle, right? Yes, it is. So fighting a mom bomb. I'm curious to see how this goes. Oh, yep, Chokosura there too. So we got two. Oh, there it goes. No, that was on. Yeah, that was on the top of Ordeals. Okay, so Mom Bomb's the boss on the top. Sorry. Okay. Oh, and now we have Dusty Griff going through the barren sewers. So he will pick up a 5th Edward, most likely.
Can never have too many Edwards.
Not in this seed. That is for sure.
And we do see Dusty now making that Baron Key play that I was hoping one of them might go down that hole. There's 2 bosses, an Edward, as we know, and another key item that sits in the trash can at the end.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
It was a Firebomb and Boreas, the other 2 items in the Dwarf Castle shop.
Because there is this Bahamut sitting here, but I do believe Dusty does have some Star Veils. And of course, or that works too, Edward's signature ability is the ability to hide, which is a great tool for bosses that do a single powerful attack like Bahamut, because you can simply hide during the powerful attack and then pop back out when it's over and do your damage and repeat such things.
Yes, it definitely trivializes the Bahamut fight here.
One of the couple of fights that Edward's actually very good at. And we see Bahamut hitting itself with that Mega Nuke. And easy peasy when you can hide away from the boss.
Exactly. If only all of us could just do that
Hide.
as well.
If only all of us could hide from our problems till they pass. Alas, life does not work like that. And let's see, we have Vanilla Blue Turtle. Interesting. As our boss in the Baron King throne. He does have several Zeus Rages left, so that'll be good when Kanazo here.
Weak to live.
Yeah, I only learned that when I started playing Randomize.
Hashtag the more you know.
And there he goes, Dusty Griff with the Zeus Rages again. Worked against the elements, it'll work here now. And our other, speaking of the elements, our other 2 races working on that fight in the Baron Inn right now, Eisen and Chokosura. So they will have their magma keys very shortly. Both of them also managed to pick up the pan, so they will only have to run through Sylph Cave once and be rewarded with 2 key items from our favorite wife, Sheila.
Definitely an important item check. 2 for the price of 1 there is definitely a good deal.
Still no one going to Zot. That surprises me a little bit. from Sheila 1. Yeah, it's like live, but it's frozen.
See, and I'm commentating from the restream. That's how you know everything before me. I was trying to figure that out. Can you hear us, chat? Are we here?
Are we alive?
Or if we're not alive, make no sound.
That's not useful. Oh, it
Sorry.
looks like they can hear us. Oh, yay, they can hear us. Yay. So, let's see. Dusty Griff found a rat tail from Sheila 1, and it looks like he's going to go turn that in right now.
And womp womp, the sand ruby for the rat tails. So that rabbit hole has been completely emptied out, and Dusty's probably a little bit sad now. Question in chat, can you hear me, Justin MDP? I can definitely hear you yelling all the way from Australia. So look for Dusty to regroup here. It looks like maybe, although Eisen and Chakasur are going to get, I'm not sure what was the key item in the Fey March, just because we were having some technical issues there.
I believe that was the hook. Yeah.
That's right. Thanks, Qua, for helping us out there. Hook in the Fey March. So it looks like a definite regroup for them. I'm curious what they're going to do next. There are no in K1. There are no key items on the moon. Just a check for the pass in the Hummingway shop and the free Edward, who's in the palace. So. Definitely another check for them here, and we will see what they will decide to do.
Yep, it looks like we're mostly retreading known territory right now, though Chokasura will have Pan as they go here into the Sylph Cave. So they will get an extra item from Sheila. Let me refresh this.
Thanks, Tirasu. I misread that flag a little bit. It's PK. I'm so used to the old flag, so I'm really sorry about that, chat. The pass will not be in a shop, so basically going to the moon is fun if you're bored in this scene.
We will not be going to space today.
Sadly not. As we're going to see Blaze, he is going to get his amazing item here. And he has a pan now, so definitely looks as though the tables have turned a little bit, as we will see what goes on next.
Yeah, getting that pan early or before the magma key is going to save quite a bit of time.
Absolutely. So again, we are just retreading a little bit here as our runners are almost sort of dancing around each other, maybe saying hi as they walk by. Hey, what's going on? I can't find the crystal. Yourself, same boat.
Yang getting thwacked on the head with a pan.
Poor guy. All he wanted to do is just have a nap, and the sylphs were protecting him, and just no dice.
But at least he survived that explosion. That's really the important part.
And it looks as though perhaps music might be in the future, as Sheila 2 does have the twin harp, and that would probably be the next stop in terms of progression. So get hyped for music, chat.
Woo,
I don't know.
music!
I don't know who rolled the seed, but it looks as though perhaps the key to victory lies behind a harp.
It's very possible here. We are definitely have visited a lot of locations and no crystal yet.
And Scala rolling the seed, definitely does not surprise me, as Shakatsura is going to be a little disappointed to see a sand ruby there. It is a key item, helping him towards 10 key items, which will help him gain some more experience, but definitely not what he was looking for.
But Nits, why would I want 10 key items?
Oh, Housewife, that's a great question. Why would I want 10 key items? So in this flag set, the XSBK flag set is how the experience is determined out. If I have 10 key items or more, I'm going to get double the experience when I fight and destroy bosses. So double the experience is definitely good, because who doesn't like more experience for beating bosses? I'll take double experience all the time.
That sounds great. And yes, Chokosura gonna give us the music. I am so excited. So one of the Easter eggs of Free Enterprise, rather than playing his normal harp tune in order to distract the Dark Elf, he will instead play a randomly selected harp instrumentation of popular video game music. We've gotten music from other video games, music from Mega Man, music from Mario. You never quite know what you're gonna get.
That's right, Scala. Chokosura did check the Choco butt, because he's still on a quest to find some better gear. It's for T4. It's not an Edward friendly T4, that's for sure.
Time for the music.
You're gonna have to help me out, Chad. I've got the stream muted, so I cannot hear what the song is gonna be, but I'm gonna assume it's amazing because Scala rolled this seed.
So much music anticipation.
The silence is deafening.
I know. I always get so excited. As a viewer, the music's like my favorite thing. And that is Neo Exdeath's theme from Final Fantasy V. Shout out to all the Final Fantasy V fans. And we have Antlion as our boss here. Those counters hitting pretty hard right now.
Yeah, so Antlion's still programmed the way that he was in the normal game, but still even hitting hard without the counters. So this might not be a slam dunk at this point, but we will definitely see.
Well, Chokosura is a very good player, so... But this is not a gimme for sure.
Nope, his Edward went down. He had the Cure 2 all queued up, but Antlion said not today. So that just means more music for chat.
Luckily, Chokosura has a big stack of healing items right now, which is how how they're gonna stay alive.
It's going to be a bit of a grind here, I think, for Chokasura, but looks as though he'll be able to make it through, I feel.
And it looks like Aizen is going to be joining them in the antlion fight pretty shortly here.
Thank you so much, chat, for helping us out with the key items there. I think the technical difficulties, just so much action. There's 4 screens. It's hard to see what's going on all the time.
Oh, it looks like Dusty is also heading towards Dick, so oh, and then Chokasura makes it through, and we got a Luca key.
Smells like another rabbit hole.
This seed is definitely given the runners lots and lots of options. And yet they're still mostly taking the same path. Still no one going to Zot. That's my prediction is the up Zot.
Dusty going for the Fanzo. Unfortunately, will not get an encore on Aizen's side. He's having some audio issues, but you'll definitely hear it. Skull, our amazing restreamer, will make sure that when Dusty gets there, we will definitely have an encore of that amazing FF5 soundtrack.
Okay, and it looks like Chokosura is actually taking my predicted play and is heading up the tower.
Would definitely be a smart check at this point. You're in the area. You've already done Twin Harps, so checking Zod at this point, it would be the logical play, I would think.
Yeah, that's true. Those two are located so closely together.
Absolutely. As we do see Dusty enter into the fight here, we do see that Chokasura has run into the Flame Dog chest, hoping for hopefully a good item. It's not going to be a key item out of this chest, but maybe it'll be something good. And you can always use experience for your Edwards.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of experience, there are no sirens in this flag set, so our runners will have to come up with alternate leveling strategies, or if they're super bold. We have throughout the qualifier seen a few low-level strategies for the Zeromus fight that have been very interesting.
I have heard, Housewife, that grinding is a little overrated. I've heard some runners have some secret tricks to not even grind. So we'll see if we see that out of our featured runners here.
And it looks like we got some D-Lunars over on Choco's side. Using those J items once again, D-Lunars are weak against fire, so using some of those big bombs to do quite a bit of damage.
Yep, you definitely want to do magical damage against the D-Lunars because in their scripting, if you do hit them with a physical attack, they will wall up and they will virus you basically till the end of time, and it's not pretty.
No, it is not. I accidentally attacked a D-Lunar once in one of my runs, and it game over.
Absolutely, but Chokes are making quick work of those D-Lunars here, and let's see who's next on the menu here.
Of course, finding only more Edwards, since this is the Edward-only seed, or flag set.
Yeah, definitely question in chat, could Choco grind trapdoors? Absolutely, but I don't see that happening. Looks as though it's going to be DKC who's at Dwarf Castle, so we'll see if any of our runners come back to that.
That one is also another fight at which Edward really excels, since the free bosses are on. Ooh, Asura, that'll be fun. Free bosses are on. All you have to do is survive 3 of Dark Knight Cecil's hits. And in this case, Edward can just simply hide from those hits. But for now, we have Asura, who might pose a bit of a challenge here. Oh, never mind. There are mute arrows abound. So Asura is a mage-type enemy, which makes her weak to several different items, including the mute dagger, the mute arrows, and the elven bow. And you can see that being used to great effect right now.
Yeah, it should, even if Asura gets a heal off here, it should be pretty much game over for Asura at this spot. And there you see the crumble. You see Chocosura running away to save a few more frames, just in case people didn't know.
Oh, I did not know that one, actually. I will integrate that into my strategies. And our key item is a pink tail. So that is going to be good. That will allow our runners to get an adamant armor, which is very useful in this flag set. The adamant armor increasing all your stats by 10. So I wouldn't be surprised if Chocosura goes and picks that up right away.
It is an adamant, but it is not the progression we were looking for. So it looks as though the rabbit hole known as Sealed Cave should be the next stop.
So we also have not seen a spoon yet.
No, we have not. Why is finding the spoon so important?
Well, in as another fun little option, the programmer of this randomizer has allowed Edward to equip the spoon, which is normally a item that is throwable by Edge, but it has very high attack power. I believe maxed out attack power, 255, which of course is going to drastically increase Edward's damage output.
Absolutely, and Edward doing more damage is definitely good against the final boss.
Yes, it goes much faster. That last boss fight is much faster if you spoon. However, I believe in this flag set, it is not guaranteed to be in the key item pool. I believe there is a 25% chance that it's not here, which is low, but possible.
Yes, because the pass is not in a shop and it's part of the key item pool. I believe spoon. I believe actually it will not be in the item pool, if somebody can correct me, because it was either legend or adamant or spoon that get left out, because those are technically not required for progression.
I believe you are correct. So that is going to be a big blow to our players, or at the very least, it's going to make the Z fight much slower.
So shout out to Scala Kitty, rolling the Edward Seed final
Really?
table with no spoon.
Our spoony bard is now a spoonless bard, but still has a fabulous fashion sense. So at this point, we're mostly around with Dean. Dusty Griff taking a quick visit to the moon, gonna go buy some items from some bunnies, or at least check out what they have for sale.
Rewarded with a moon veil definitely will be key now, considering that he's not going to have a spoon. So you're going to see some strats that were developed and pioneered by a bunch of players, but I believe Kirchen was the first one to kind of really show it off during one of the qualifiers. So definitely excited to see how this is going to end up.
Yeah, these Z fights with Edward are quite entertaining.
You're telling me.
Yes, I am. Yeah, so not too much new going on right now. Dusty Griff doing some more shopping. Moonblaze Wolf on that Antlion fight, and Aizen Tayama just reaching that Ashura fight.
Absolutely. So look to Dusty Griff, hopefully, if you've been playing the home game and checking out, he is going to dive the sealed cave. So it could go one of two ways at this point. Actually, I lied. It should have to go Luca Key to probably Tower Key at this point, or to Crystal.
Yeah, I believe those are our only paths left.
Question in chat from Chief Has Revenge. Has anyone checked the Evelyn Cave shop for art arrows? No, they haven't. At this point in the game, I think they're thinking it would be just too much time for something that may or may definitely not be in there.
Ooh, picking up those silver apples, very useful for Edward low HP.
An apple a day keeps Zoronis away.
It does. So, Dusty Griff heading down through the Luca Key Cave here. We're gonna get a look at this boss, and well, we're gonna get a look at the item.
Diddy Kellen, thank you so much for checking. I just couldn't remember off the top of my head if he had actually checked them or not.
And our item is... Oh my! Oh my, it's the crystal. So we got the crystal in the Luca Key Cave. So we will see which runners come down here and when. And the boss is a Leviathan.
Question in chat from Jackal Blade. Does Dusty grind, or is he ready for it already? I'll let Dusty's stream do the talking here. But first, he's got to get by Leviathan.
Which, big magic power in this spot, so Leviathan's Ice 2s are doing some serious damage right now. Woo! Those Edwards are dropping like flies.
Ice 2 definitely does some work in this spot, so he's got his work cut out for him, that's for sure.
Luckily, once again, that giant stack of curative items. And because the big wave is a HP percentage-based attack, it is not too dangerous. But yeah, those Ice 2s.
Yes, this is definitely not a free fight, that's for sure. Because Big Wave will do 25% of their HP, but Ice 2. Evil Wall does have some magic power in this spot, so definitely with those low-level Edwards, we'll definitely see what happens. But he does throw up those Star Veils, that will definitely help him out.
That will help.
Now the question is, will our other runners realize where they need to go and what they need to do?
It'll be interesting to see who goes there.
Yeah, the chat is talking about the Kirchen Z-Strat. It is really, really slow. I had a chance to take in a Dusty Griff stream where he was practicing this, and the fight can be about 15 minutes, which feels like forever. So I'm curious if he will go ahead and do that, or if he's going to go ahead and do something else.
Yes, the real question is, can you grind faster, or can you do the slow fight faster?
I'm sure it's something he's run the numbers on, and step one, he's still got to get through Leviathan. It's not free.
I know,
by any
this Leviathan fight is not being easy. That is for sure.
Definitely a little cringeworthy here as we see.
I know, I'm on the edge. I keep being quiet because I'm really invested in this fight. Is he gonna make it?
Well, it's interesting because Dusty went to Moon and he has Star Veils, but I believe he also bought Moon Veils on the Moon. So I'm a little curious as to why he's not using them, but I'm sure he's got his reason.
Getting those reflected ice 2s are nice though. Because of the high magic, it's also high damage when you reflect those ice 2s back at Leviathan.
Question chat, DJ ATC, does a Moon Veil last longer than a Star Veil? No, I believe they are the same. The only difference is that a Moon Veil will
Woo,
protect
there we
against
go.
physical damage.
And his 2 remaining Edwards get massive levels each. So we'll see what Dusty Griff's next move is. That'll be interesting to see. You could trapdoor grind on the way out. But being that they didn't save, I don't see that happening.
Oh, it does that last longer, Sumi? Thank you so much for that. I was completely unsure how that worked. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks as though Dusty is going to be in go mode, and he's going to go get his whale and take a trip. He's going to loot these chests here and definitely see what's going on. While we see Chocolate Star is going to go the other way here and take out DKC, and we'll definitely see what happens from there.
Unfortunately, we know it's the wrong direction. But they do not know that.
No, sadly they do not. But who knows? Maybe he'll figure it out. Yeah, on Choco's side, it was Mega Sisters, not Calbrina at the Calbrina spot. Yeah, no warp spell on our boy Edward here, so we had to do things the old-fashioned way. We had to walk.
Looks like getting the package from Dwarf Castle. Oh, nope, I might have misread that. And yes, we have not found the pass, to my knowledge, so Dusty Griff will have to walk all the way down at this point through the 10 or so levels of Lunar Palace.
But Dusty's a pro. He's okay with the walk. He is gonna get some supplies here before he makes the final journey.
After doing enough randomizer, you have that Moon Palace walk memory.
Absolutely. Looks as though Julicent would look as though Vanilla Tower Key and the Tower Key will lead to the pass. So definitely faster at this point for Dusty to take the walk rather than go down that path.
Very true.
And that's how you 17 to 17 in Edward seed chat. It's really easy. I'm sure everyone in chat is trying to figure out what in the world is Dusty gonna do. He definitely doesn't have enough health to survive a big bang, so I'm sure he has decided to probably use the Christian strat at this point, unless he's going to turn on encounters and fight on the way down, but I don't anticipate that.
Yeah, I don't see him grinding at this point. However, Tokosura is now on the right track, heading to using up that Luca key and heading down to where the crystal is.
Absolutely, Tifa. 16 of 167. I couldn't agree more. So far, I did just check the IRC channel. Nobody has completed yet, so it is possible that Dusty is going down towards a first place finish, but it's definitely going to be something interesting to see here.
Heading to Zeromus on a Edward at 1 hour, not a bad spot. Dusty Griff, of course, making every single final table for this World Series, and is currently overall in the lead of the World Series. So another win here would only cement his first place position.
I was just gonna say, while we have some traveling music here as we head down to Zeromus, make sure you give all of these amazing runners a follow. Dusty Griff, Chakasura, Eisentama, and Moonblaze Wolf. They work really hard on this game, and they show you basically the best of the best. So definitely give them a follow, and definitely watch them when you can, because they're all pretty amazing. And also shoutouts to my co-commentator, Kinda Nerdy Housewife, Quef, for stepping in at the beginning, providing amazing tracking, and as always, Scala Kitty, doing everything behind the scenes to make the seed as difficult as humanly possible. So make sure you give them all a follow.
And also restreaming tonight. To answer the question in chat, the crystal was at the bottom of the Luca Key Cave, behind a rather annoying Leviathan that Chokosura is fighting right now. Yeah, shoutouts to all the restreamers, trackers, commentators. I know that when I'm not commentating or racing myself, I love watching these streams, and it takes a lot of people coordinating very well to get this good entertainment going. And with that, Dusty Griff is at the Zemus fight here. We are going into the final boss. Nitz, do you want to explain our little sprite Easter egg that we are about to see here?
Sure thing. So one of the most amazing Easter eggs in this game, in my opinion, is the over 365 different sprites that Scala Kitty, our one of our head engineers at Free Enterprise, has been able to put together, so you can have a different one every day of the single year. So we will definitely see whose butt we are going to kick tonight very shortly, and we're going to see a very, very interesting fight here by Dusty Griff. So hopefully you're on the edge of your seat, because I definitely am.
I'm so excited. Oh, who's it gonna be? Oh, it is Flea, Slash, and Ozzy from Chrono Trigger. Mystic Mus. I will buy that. That is a great one. These sprites are so fun. But it is just a aesthetic change. The boss script and the stats and the moves and abilities are just the same as the normal Zeromus. Just visually a lot more fun.
I'm glad that you guys know chat, because as someone who's never really played Chrono Trigger, I have no idea who this is.
So Nitz, I see that Dusty Griff has level 1 Edward. Why would he want a level 1 Edward? Isn't that bad? A level 1 Edward's not going to do any damage at all.
You know, that's a great question, Housewife. So we basically have some science behind how the agility for the monsters work, and for Zeromus.
Oh no, he still has one hidden. Never mind. Anyway, continue. Sorry for the interruption.
No, that's okay. So, Zeromus gets its agility from who's ever in the middle spot, or based on these flags, it would be Cecil. But since Cecil's not in the party, it's who is ever in that middle spot. So now you're going to see basically Zeromus at relative agility 1 because Edward's agility is, I believe, 6 or 7 when he starts. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this was all intentional on Dusty's part. So he is going to use the Christian strat. So strap yourself.
And I'm sorry I interrupted. For some reason there I thought he didn't get the hide off, but I was wrong. Oh, but slight mistiming there. It shows you how tight the timing is for this particular strategy. One little mistiming, and it's all over.
Yep, so back again. Unfortunately, because Dusty has taken the long walk, he is going to have to walk from basement 7. It's not a huge walk, but it is about a minute to walk from there back down to the boss again in regards to that.
So just as an update for everyone else, Choco Moonblaze Wolf is beating that Leviathan right now, and we'll have the crystal shortly. Choco Sura has obtained the crystal and is heading to the moon now. And unfortunately, Aizen Tayama going for the 17 out of 17 here.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 on that one for Aizen. Unfortunately, at the top of the tower, he's going to find a tower key, which is going to lead him to a pass, which may work out because this strat. Yeah, that's okay. This strat that Dusty needs to pull off is it looks easy when he's doing it and doing it well, but technically you got to be right on time and basically you got no room for error, otherwise you're just starting all over.
But when it works, it's just a sight to behold.
I did watch him do one in practice, and the timing is very critical.
So tight.
And you have to keep that timing up for about, I think the fight lasted almost 15 minutes in real time. So it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, but if Dusty Griff does have to take a few cracks at this, having the pass for Aizen Tayama could be a big boon, because that shortcut leads directly to the final boss.
It does, but then he'll still have to go down and finish off Lukaki, but is rewarded at the top here with a King and Queen Evelyn for his troubles, so should be pretty fast.
Easy peasy fight.
As we see Dusty in round 2 here against Mystic Mist here, we'll see if he attempts a strategy a little bit differently, or if it's going to be just get that timing down good. And we see that Chakasur is not going to be very much further behind, and Moonblaze is also not going to be very much further behind him as well.
No, a very tight race, and we have not had the other screen. So it is still anyone's game at this point.
Absolutely. Still anyone has a chance to win and get those sweet 12 points towards the final standing. And bragging rights, of course. Update your LinkedIn. Tell your friends. Update your Twitter.
We need a little Edward-shaped trophy.
Maybe I'll put that in the comments and suggestions. Looks as though Blaze is getting ready to get his level 1 Edward here as he pops into the House of Wishes or Tower of Wishes and picks up 2 eddies.
Yep, we currently have the flag on that allows you to re-recruit any characters that you have dismissed.
That is excellent work, Scala. We'll take that as the Edward Trophy.
Oh, I see it now. That yeah, works for me.
Interesting, Dusty using the Grimoire, trying to do a little more damage, I think, against Thesromus, but we'll see if this plays into what he needs to do.
So Chokushura dipping into the giant here. I'm assuming to do some sort of grind.
Yep, so while the no sirens flag is on, can still definitely turn on encounters and still do what we affectionately call the oh, my brain just had a brain fart. The D machine grind.
The D machine grind.
He could also go Big Mac. It's definitely possible. I would probably see more of a Mac Giant at this point, just because D Machine without weak is really, really difficult.
Yeah, that's why it surprised me a little bit, because I generally don't do D Machine grind here unless I have some sort of. I haven't seen an Edward only D Machine grind. That's why it surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a Mac Giant grind. So he's found the One Searcher. It's very popular in, actually, I believe it's in the route for the JP vanilla speedrun. They come in and they grind Mac Giants. They're a little less HP. They give a little less experience, but they're a lot easier to take out, especially if you have Moonveils, because then the Mac Giant doesn't do any damage to you in that regard.
Yeah, as someone who's not super familiar with the vanilla speedrun, I'm not too familiar with this grind. But on the other hand, Dusty Griff still hanging in there. This is a long and incredibly difficult fight.
Yeah, this is count your numbers and don't make any mistakes for Dusty. If he makes no mistakes, I think he's still got a chance at it. But it's tough to.
So much math.
Where my mag is no math, chat. But yeah, so Chokushura is going to take a little more of a traditional approach and just get a bunch of levels, especially since he picked up those 2 Edwards. They are going to slingshot up based on the flag set. If your characters are 10 levels below the rest of your party's levels, they will actually get, I believe, triple the experience. So you get triple plus double, so it's 6 times the amount of experience for this grind for those 2 characters. So I anticipate his 2 current level 1 Edwards to be doing all of the work. Eventually. So we're also going to see Mac Giant grind from Blaze, and because this strat that Dusty is pulling off is again, it's not for the faint of heart. Even though Dusty is making it look very easy, anything could go wrong. It looks as though Dusty has modified it a little bit, though. When I saw him practicing, he was just hiding and nuking and basically doing that. But throwing those Grimoires does do some more damage to Z, so I think he's trying to speed it up a little bit there. You did see that right, Jackal. 1700. So that's actually kind of huge for Dusty, because it's a long way to 61,000 HP. People may not be aware of this, but Zoromus initially had 61,000 HP because just because of how the game was coded and how much hit points characters could have back in the day. But the refill triggers after 45,000 HP, but it doesn't count reflected spells towards that refill. So basically, he's hopefully checking his numbers, and when he does that, hopefully not triggering that refill, because if he triggers the refill, then it's going to be really disastrous.
That would be bad. So yeah, two runners grinding, one runner just slowly and steadily, but with very tight timing, working through the final boss here. Aizen Tayama still going for that 17.
Yeah, Aizen's gonna give us the whole tour of the game for the fans, at least on a K1.
Oh, this is nerve-wracking. One little move and you could lose so much time. Having to restart this would just be brutal at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely at this point, because he's been in the fight now at least 6 or 7 minutes. So
yeah, I haven't been doing the math, but he's got to be close.
Oh, I'm sure Dusty's been doing the math. You don't get to be amongst the World Series of Free Enterprise Elite without that.
Oh yeah, Dusty's one of the best.
Stormy, if Dusty hits Meteor Phase, he's done it all wrong.
Yeah, when the HP refill doesn't happen, Zoromus' script never hits that Meteor Phase script. That was not the most elegant wording, but you get my point.
Yeah, if he skips the refill, Meteor is not part of his, what I'm just going to call Phase 1 attack. His Phase 1 attack is Counter Nuke, use Black Hole, I believe, twice, and then cast Virus, which is, honestly, Dusty wants more Virus counters because those do the most damage against Zoromus versus the nukes.
Uh-oh, and his stream just cut. I'm going to refresh that.
Yep, he might definitely be close. He wanted to slow down Zoromus just to be sure there. Silk Webs are superior to slow in that they instantly slow Zoromus or any monster down to their slowest possible speed.
Okay, now it's back. That was just on my side. Sorry.
That's quite alright.
It's my first time commentating. I'm still learning.
You're fine.
Oh, this fight is just nerve-wracking.
Looks as though both Chakasura and Blaze are ready. Edward gaining casual 60 levels there, no big deal.
And this is where we see if grinding is faster than using tricky strategies. But I mean, Dusty has got to be getting close.
It's you think you're close? It's like I said, I'd watched him last night just in preparation because I figured he might do something like this during the race, and it just seems to take forever. Like I said, it was about 15 minutes, but that's all damage roll dependent, of course.
Yeah. Especially using those grimoires, you never know what you're gonna get. You could get a lot of damage or no damage at all.
No, exactly. So we are going to see a bit of a different strat from Chakasura and Blaze versus what Dusty is up to here. Just checking the IRC really quickly. There are currently no finishers at this point, Jackal Blade. and Tifa's Revenge. So still definitely possible for Chakasura and Blaze to catch up here, but they really got to be on their game here. As we see Aizen get into his Mac Giant grind, which he'll definitely be excited about. So again, just make sure that you do follow the runners, follow the commentators as we sit here, just filling in the time as everybody gets down to the final boss.
Just waiting for that Z fight. Yeah, I've watched many of these runners on both their free enterprise streams and their other streams. Really entertaining. Make sure to give them a follow. And once again, thanks Scala Kitty for restreaming and Questifor Warken for tracking tonight.
Looks as though Blaze has pulled slightly ahead of Chakasura, just doing a little bit less shopping, as he might have been a little more prepared. So he might actually get to the fight second now. I don't know in regards to the other streams how all the other runners are doing. So he might be in second. He might not be in second. It's still anybody's game at this point.
It is.
So yeah, we're gonna look for Chakasura and Blaze just to put out max damage as much as they possibly can, as fast as they possibly can, and you'll see again a much different fight. You'll see his Edwards, like he's got two of his Edwards over 2300 HP. So surviving a Big Bang, even he'll be nerfing the Big Bangs, which I'm sure he's got enough stuff to do that. But definitely we'll see how the fight can be different. That's for sure. And it is turning out to be a very close race here. I'm not sure on Dusty's side how close he is to finishing it off here, but definitely it is still anybody's game.
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun finish. Also keeping an eye on the IRC channel here, still no other finishers.
Definitely supersizing the Big Mac, BG Rich. I want to be swole, I want to be like level 60, level 65 to be exact.
Enough to survive a nerfed Big Bang, at least.
Yeah, which is all he really needs to do. These are top level runners, so for them to be able to nerf the first Big Bang is easiest to nerf. To be able to nerf the other ones afterwards shouldn't be a problem at all. I see Chuckster has one of his Edwards up to level 74. What a guy! 3200 HP.
That is a buff Edward. He's gonna break his harp strings with those meaty arms.
Yeah, Dusty using the crystal there to trigger the nuke. That's what he was doing last night. The only problem about this versus using the Grimoires is he's not doing any damage with that crystal. At least with the Grimoires, he was doing a little bit of damage, which definitely helped.
I'm assuming he ran out of Grimoires.
I'm going to assume so as well. Again,
yeah, I don't see any in his inventory, so...
Yeah, he menus amongst the best, so he's in that menu and out of that menu so quickly.
I know, I have trouble keeping up a lot of the time. Oh, it looks like it's there! So we have Dusty Griff. Oh, but unfortunately sniped by Simbu. Simbu is our first place finish with a official SRL time of 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 15 seconds. And only just over 40 seconds later, our second place finisher is Dusty Griff with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 58 seconds. So first and second place separated by less than a minute.
GG to both Samu and Dusty Griff. Well played. To finish an Edward seed in under an hour and a half is nothing short of miraculous.
We will see if we can get Dusty in here for an interview. But in the meantime, both Chokosura and Moonblaze Wolf on their Zeromus fights with very buff Edwards. There's going to be a lot of Big Bang nerfing, a lot of shooting arrows.
Absolutely. Looks like Chokosura is actually in a little bit of a better position versus Moonblaze. His Edwards have just a little more HP, 1800. As long as he gets those nerfs off, he should be okay. We'll have Dusty Griff joining us shortly.
And of course, you have that one hidden Edward who can pop out and throw some curative items if things start going south.
And we have Dusty Griff joining us. GG, congratulations on your second place finish. 1 hour, just a shade under 124. What did you think of the seed?
It's pretty interesting, to be honest. I think a lot of people will probably have an interesting time with this one, just because of the fact that there was really no gear in this one. So I wouldn't have normally went with that strat for when you're this deep into a seed and you get go mode. But the thing was, I had nothing good to equip on anyone, so I said I'll try the as they dub it, the Kirchen strats this time around. And it went pretty good. But the seed as a whole was slightly annoying. There's a lot of paths to take, so it was quite an interesting one.
Absolutely. We saw you happen to wipe the first time. What exactly happened on that?
So I've practiced the Kirchen strats a couple times, the low-level Eddy strats, but I've never practiced lifing another Eddy and zerking them. And I guess I figured what time better than the present to try that. It didn't work out so well, so I said that on the second time around I played it a lot safer and did it exactly as I did in practice every time, and it went as I expected it to, except for the 3 Odin rolls on my Grimoires, which was fantastic. But yeah, but other than that, I thought it went pretty good, so I was overall happy.
Yeah, there were a lot of different divergent paths that you could have gone down, and you didn't miss out on much. I can tell you that much. But definitely watching that strat, I saw you practice at I believe it was last night or the night before, and it was something to watch for sure. Just to see you go ahead and do that. Some of your competitors went with what's being called the Big Mac strat and taking down some Mac giants there. So we're seeing them definitely moving along here, and they're actually not too far behind you. So
for sure.
It's definitely a close race for everyone coming around there. Any final thoughts? Again, another 11 points for you, just a second place finish, just another day at the office for Dusty Griff here.
Not too bad, yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, overall, yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks for commentating, folks. Appreciate it as always. Thanks to the Restream team, and yeah, GG's to all the other races as well.
Not a problem. Thank you so much. I know it's pretty late where you are, so I'll unless you have anything else to say, we'll let you go there.
Sure. GG. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, Dusty Griff. Again, that's Dusty Griff finishing in second place with a time of 1:23.58. While we were in that interview, Zilch finishes in third place with a time of 1:27.06. Baka Shinobi in fourth with a time of 1:28.09. And Kirchen finishing in fifth place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 49 seconds. So GG to them.
It shows what high level of play we have here tonight, that all these times are not very far apart. We are definitely, placements are being decided by seconds in this race.
Absolutely, and we do see Chakasura here in the medio phase, so although his one Edward is down, so it's a bit of a clinch at this point. And he dodged the rocks. What a legend, Chakasura. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. So medio phase occurs. It's the final phase. Z has 12,000 or less HP, so definitely just need to Bacchus and pray at this point, apparently.
He's just going for it.
I like the gumption. I like the
one. Oh, another miss. Great. And there it is. So Chokashura has finished in sixth place with a time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 20 seconds. GG Chokashura. Which I did miss in there. No, never mind. That is incorrect. And Moonblaze Wolf is probably not that far behind. But he's in some dicey positions right now. Oh, that Edward's berserked. This is not looking good. Oh, I don't think he's gonna get as lucky as Chokosura, and dead. Oh, that's such a bummer for Moonblaze Wolf. That's gotta be so disheartening.
That is unfortunate. It does happen sometimes. During these fights, sometimes the rolls just don't quite go your way, but Blaze is definitely a fighter, and we'll definitely go back for round 2, that's for sure. As we see, Aizen is about to be rewarded for all of his hard work, and he's going to find the crystal very shortly here.
With the official 17 out of 17. Hey, an hour and a half for 17 out of 17 is not bad. And we will, of course, see if Chokosura can do an interview here. And Moonblaze Wolf going in for the second try.
Oh, that's true. Terasu would actually be 16 of 16, not 17 of 17, since the pass as the version 0.3.0 doesn't count as a key item. Thank you for pointing that out.
That is true.
Question chat from BG Rich. Did they clinch top 2 spots overall? I'm not 100% sure on that, but definitely check the document. It will have the most up-to-date statistics. I just don't have it instantly available. I'm really sorry about that.
I know that secures it for Dusty Griff. I'm not as sure about Chokosura.
And we have Chokosura joining us now. GG on your finish there, sir. 6th place, definitely nothing to slouch at. Tell us your thoughts on the steed.
I don't think it was too rough of a seed. I admit I checked more places than I would have liked, like doing the whole Zod and Baron checks, but at least I got something out of them. When I saw that there was no spoon, and no Artemis arrows. My heart kind of sank a little bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and the dodge there on the Meteo during Meteo phase, that was a bit of a clinch there.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure which Edward had my adamant armor, but I think it was that one. But I don't know. I think I put it on the other one, but I'm not sure. But I'm lucky.
Well, you did very well. Tell chat. Not everybody's seen the what's being dubbed the Big Mac grind. Just tell us a little bit why that's preferential to any of the other grinds out there in this flags.
Well, the Mac grind, they're easy to kill as long as you have moon bells so they won't hit you, and you have either charm arrows or lightning arrows. You can kill them really fast, and you can rack up a lot of experience, not as much as D-Machine, but to me, I think D-Machine is a little more dangerous. I mean, you can do the same thing on D-Machines, but you'll have to heal as well. So Mac Giant is a lot safer, I feel.
Well, thank you for that. Also, you didn't finish too far off. Dusty used the what's affectionately being called the Kirchen strat. So you're definitely pretty close there in regards to that. If he had wiped you, you would have gone by him there, that's for sure.
Oh, did he use the strat?
He did. He wiped the first time, and then the second time he played it a little more safe. But it was still something to watch. I enjoy your strat. It's a little less nerve-wracking. So thank you for showing that off for chat. I know it's late. Any final thoughts?
Oh, I was gonna say something about the Kirsten strat. I was prepared to do it, but I never found the pass, and I found the crystal way too late to even think about that strat. So I just went ahead and did a standard grind instead.
Yeah, pass was located top of Babel.
I figured.
Gave tower key, and then tower key gave pass.
Yeah, I figured because that was the only place I didn't check. So I figured I'd dive Luca instead of tower and hope for the best. So.
Yeah, you definitely made the right choice, that's for sure. But again, GG, sixth place. I think that gets you 7 points, and I think that wraps up second officially overall in the World Series. So GG to you there. Well played in all the flag sets that have been out there so far. So I just wanted to say congratulations.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any final thoughts? Like I said, I know it's getting a little late here.
I think I've done pretty well in this entire tournament so far. Second place is definitely nothing to sneeze at. But I certainly didn't expect to be in second place this far. But I'm glad I am. It just shows how much I've improved since the last tournament. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So thank you again, Chuckle. We'll let you go there. Earn your hard-earned rest there. Are we going to see you in 2v2? I can't remember.
Unfortunately, no, because I'm going to have to leave town this weekend, so I won't have any time to play.
Understood. Well, thank you so much for all the amazing entertainment. Everyone in chat, make sure you get Chuck Sura a follow. I'm sure he definitely appreciates it. He plays this game at a super high level, and you can definitely check him out there at the link that Moonbot's provided.
Okay, so during that interview, and Moonblaze Wolf takes the reset. I was going to say Moonblaze Wolf struggling on Zeromus a bit, and there he goes down, which is very unfortunate. That's his second wipe today. Aizen Tayama, on the other hand, has started their Zeromus fight, and thus far it seems to be going pretty well.
You can definitely see the difference between Chokasura, Aizen, and Moonblaze. Moonblaze's characters have just a little less HP. Aizen and Chokasura were able to slingshot their Edwards. So you can see Eisen's got 2 Edwards over 3,000 HP. So even a non-nerf Big Bang, they'll be able to survive in regards to that. So I hope that that Blaze gets it this time for sure. But definitely still anyone's race. And nobody else finished at this point. So 7th place still up for grabs.
Yeah, we had that big flurry of early finishes, and it's been a bit quiet since. Not too surprising, Edward. Edward percent is a pretty brutal category.
Absolutely, definitely not the easiest category to finish in a good time, but definitely even for our top runners, you can see it's not a walk in the park, that's for sure. And while we do have Dark Kobold finishing in an SRL time of 1 hour 40 minutes and 6 seconds, finishing them in 7th place. So GG to Dark Kobold.
GG. So over half our runners finished now.
Question in chat, Belkra, believe it or not, these Edward seeds shouldn't have been finishing as best they have. It just shows the what I just want to call the spirit of ingenuity in the community, like that strat that Dusty pulled off there. Before even the Edward flags were even thought of, I don't think anybody thought, hey, this is how we can beat Zeromus by being super low level.
That's part of what I like about randomizers. It really thinks, with all the different options, it really makes you think of new strategies, different things you can do, and maybe using, something you normally wouldn't use can be repurposed in a new and interesting way. Like those grimoires are a great example of that.
Definitely might be BG Rich. If you're not already in the Discord, join the Discord. You can place that in feedback and ideas. I know that the developers board face, Reverse McCown and Skull Kitty do look at that, and maybe you'll see a giant telepercent in the future. Who knows? So as you can see, when Big Bang goes off there for Eisen, he's not nearly as stressed out because he's still got 3 characters up and running. He's able to use those Cure 3 potions and get his Edwards back on the road and get them reberserked if Black Hole's gone off, and he'll just physical him down here. And GG to Penguinator, finishing in 8th place with a time of 1:41:38.
GG indeed.
Nope, Belkra. Hey, you can be a huge Cecil fanboy. You can play this randomizer however you want. You can have just all Cecils. If that's just what you want to play and play with the flag sets, this randomizer is extremely customizable. It can go from really easy to really difficult. We've seen games finish in 12 minutes, and we've seen games finish in 3 hours. So it all depends on what you want to do and how you want to play it, and that's what makes Randomize, I think, one of the best randomizers going.
Which, thanks to the lead developer board face for all of that. It's this randomizer is so much fun. I've really enjoyed pretty much all aspects of it. It's amazing how much life it breathes into this 20-plus-year-old game.
Absolutely, you have people who've come from the speedrun community and come in here, and you have people who never even played Final Fantasy IV growing up, or Final Fantasy II US, and they just come in and just destroy the game and are one of the top people, one of the top runners, and it's amazing what everyone in the community does, and it's such a welcoming and inviting community. So I encourage you to join the Discord. There's a newbies corner. There are lots of amazing guides. Much like poker, Free Enterprise is easy to learn and difficult to master. as we do see Eisen catching up here, having rocks falling down on him. So,
and there we go. So congratulations to Eisen Tayama, who come in 9th place with an official time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 8 seconds. GG Eisen.
GG,
And unfortunately, Moonblaze taking the 3rd reset, just struggling today. I think we've all had those days.
We're just going to reach out to Eyes and see if they want to come in for an interview or not. I do feel for Blaze a little bit. It's a tough one at this point. Do you turn around and do you grind more, or do you try the strategy a little bit different way? How do you want to approach it? It's tough when you're in this situation here, but I'm sure he'll figure it out.
I admire their gumption. I personally would be a little frustrated, and it does do some more level grinding. I admire them for sticking with it, though. Oh, using their only siren to get some King Ryus, which hopefully should get good experience.
Also, thank you so much, Dusty Griff, for your resub for 4 whole months in a row. GG, Dusty, and thank you for supporting Free Enterprise board and all of the staff and everyone. Really appreciate the support. And enjoy all those sweet emails.
Well, while we're waiting for Moonblaze Wolf to finish up their grind here, maybe we about what is coming up tomorrow in the prize world. I hear we have a very interesting category coming up this weekend. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Absolutely, Housewife. We have a very special 2 versus 2 World Series of Free Enterprise qualifiers coming up this weekend. So you're going to hear 2 people working together on what might be a more difficult seed for one person to finish in a timely manner, but you're going to see definitely 2 heads being better than one, and definitely are going to see a lot of good things. I was fortunate enough to be part of the original Twin Invitational that set this up, and it works really well, and it shows off basically the power of communication between teammates to be able to reach the common goal, which is still to face Zeromus, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch, to see how teams communicate, how they divide and I really love it. It's just it's really good entertainment. I am excited for it. What? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm excited as well. I'm partnered with Neon Gray, and I think we're going to be in the Saturday night qualifier, and if we're good enough, maybe we only have to do 1 qualifier, and then if not, I believe we're going to try in the Sunday qualifiers as well.
Yep, and those qualifiers, there will be 4 of them, both on 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. They will be at noon Eastern time in the for the first one, and the second one, I believe, is 8. I should look that up before I say that. 8 Eastern time.
Yep, noon Eastern and 8 Eastern time for our the people who want to watch, and the people who are in it. I believe there are 27 teams. I don't expect every team to run every qualifier, but it will definitely be an interesting race.
I highly recommend it. Great stream watching.
So we do see. Sorry, go.
I think we were literally going to say the same. Blaze, but they do have a few more levels from that Golden Ryu grind.
Yeah, so definitely might make things just a little bit easier here. Just a little more HP on his Edward characters there. If he's able to time the nerfs, should be able to get through there, but we will definitely see in this. Yeah, I know, BG Rich. Where were her 10,000 spoons? I truly don't know.
I know, our bards are spoonless.
Definitely still looking a little bit better than previous. Looks like he's going to go with probably quad Zerker strats if I was to guess.
Yeah, doing a little more damage output. Just, it's amazing sometimes how those just couple of extra levels, just one or two on one or two characters, can really turn the tide.
Absolutely, and so he's going to go with Tri-Zerker strats, and he's going to have his two Edwards for support on chemist duty there, so hopefully everything works out well for him. So far everything does look decent.
Man, I'm rooting for him so hard. You can do this.
I'm sure he can. Blaze is no he's not to the community, that's for sure. I think he's just
Yeah, that's true.
He's just been running into some really bad luck, unfortunately, I think, in this one.
Yeah, the rolls have not been kind. It's really funny how variable it can be in this game. Still doing okay. Getting through that big bang okay. Z fights, man, never boring.
No, they definitely it's not an easy game. They, Dusty, Choco, Aizen, they all make the fight look very, very easy, but it is not an easy battle to the imagination, regardless of what sprite is there.
On the grand scale of RPGs, I mean, Roma, no joke. It's not a boss that you can cheese very well. There's not any, single hit strat or anything like that. You really got to work for it.
It's fight easy one day, but until then, just got to do the damage and do what they do. We do see another big bang go off here, but again, the characters that are on the screen have enough health. He's gonna unhide his other characters, and definitely looks to be like less of a problem there. Those crits definitely don't hurt
either. Yep, using those items, getting those Edwards healthy. This is going a lot better for them this time. Knock on wood, hope I don't commentator curse them. Getting everyone Bacchus back up.
So far everything looks good. Looks like it's probably going more to plan than preview.
Oh, and there's the rocks. And 2 Edwards dodged. So this is looking really good for Moonblaze Wolf here. Doing good damage. You can see how much more damage that adamant armor lets you output if you compare the 2 Edwards right now. And there we go. GG, Moonblaze Wolf. With an official SRL time of 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 50 seconds. Under 2 hours for an Edward seed is still not bad. And immediately after that, Scratch Jurgen has finished in 11th place with a time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 18 seconds. GG to them.
So we're just gonna see if Blaze wants to come in for an interview or not. I think we have our answer. GG Moonblaze, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on your finish there. Your thoughts on the seed and how?
I mean, if you had asked me at the beginning of the final table what kind of seed I would have wanted, it would have probably been something like that, just because that was extremely skill testing, missing a lot of key items, no spoon, pass buried at the end of tower chain. I mean, that was really what I wanted. I just feel really bad about how poorly my Zeromus fight went at the end there.
Well, you know that happens. Don't beat yourself up over it. Other people reset as well in regards to that. Thoughts on the Big Mac grind, as it's being affectionately called?
I mean, I'm a fan now. That's not what I did during qualifiers, but I kind of learned it afterwards, and it's significantly faster and more. It's much safer, I would say. Because when you finish that Mac Giant grind, you're going to have 2 Edwards that have, at a minimum, probably like 2,200 hit points, and they can usually take a big bang, no problem. And if it's lower than that, then you run into problems with big bangs and medio phase and all sorts of issues. So I'm a fan.
Yeah, it seems everything worked out pretty well. There was just, there were chains after dead ends after dead ends. I can tell you that everyone else, at least on the free enterprise side of things, just about everyone went at least 14 of 16 in this case. So you did well. I think you just got, unfortunately, some bad rolls and just some bad timing there in regards to that.
Yeah, so like the crazy thing with that Zeromus fight and why I kept wiping is actually that first counter nuke kept hitting the wrong Edwards. And it's just something as little as that can get you off on the wrong foot, and then it's kind of all downhill from there. I may have messed up some inputs on the first one, but the other ones after that, it was strictly just losing the Edward to that counter nuke off of Silkweb that I couldn't afford to lose, and it's crazy how touchy something like that can be.
Absolutely. Hey, when you're trying to go fast, sometimes you got to roll the dice a little bit. So we totally get that. Any final thoughts? Or are we going to see you in the 2v2?
Absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to teaming up with Simbu again. Thanks to everybody who helped with the restream tonight, and congratulations to everybody else. I absolutely love Edward %, and I would have liked to have done a little bit better, but it was mostly luck based, and I'm not really beating myself up over it. Just a little more food for thought for in the future. So hope everybody enjoyed the race, and we'll see you more this weekend.
Perfect. Thanks so much for providing such amazing content, Blaze. We appreciate you stopping by and giving us a quick chat there. I know it's getting a little late for all of us here. So everyone, just make sure you follow all the runners: Dusty Grav, Chakasura, Eisentama, Moon, Blaze Wolf. Again, amazing World Series runners. Finished 11th, but could have easily finished 6th. Could have easily finished 1st. Just the way that the seed rolled out there. Huge thanks to my stream team commentator, kind of nerdy housewife. Give her a follow. Great work for her first time there. Behind the scenes, Quest for work. Thanks so much for that. And for Scala Kitty, providing the super behind the scenes amazing artwork, making sure the stream's going up and running, audio is working great and everything. I believe we're going to kick it over to RPG Limit Break. And so feel free to raid, and thank you all for watching.